Okay, good evening, everyone. Good
Evening,
evening.
sir.
What was the last discussion? What was the last discussion?
JSON data.
Okay, okay.
And,
Force update.
Force update, right? Huh. Do you have any questions?
I have doubt.
Okay,
Sharing my screen.
okay.
My screen is visible, sir, to you.
Yes, yes.
I got the output, but in entire TH, I want to see in console, sir. For example, this is object.keys. Okay.
Yeah.
So what I'm asking, if I try to print a TH in console,
Okay.
not showing clear TH. Some like this it is showing. Why, sir? I'm not able to see TH.
Expand one of them.
Sir?
Expand one of them.
Okay.
Actually, it's not a plain TH. It's a React element. If you create a React element, can you go on mute? If you create a React element, every React element will have all these information. Every React element will have type is key, ref, props. So this is the structure of React element.
Okay. For example, this is the one. One means you name, I think.
Name.
Name. But I'm not able to see name also. No.
What is there in the props?
Yeah, see type, children type. Check children type.
Children type.
Children type.
Where it is.
Go to props. Inside props, check children.
Okay.
Now,
Okay.
props is name. Type is th.
Okay. And second one is
Try for that third one. Props. Children.
Yes, sir. Username. Perfect. Okay. My second is one. So key prop, I'm not using different key. It is showing us, sir. Each children in a list should have a unique key prop in where.
Got it. Go back to your code again.
But I give here. Here for th, I use key, and for
Go up.
no,
Go up. You can delete that fragment in line number 15.
Okay,
delete that fragment. Try now.
Still.
Okay. Now let's see where it is expecting. Go back to your code. Check how many times you have used map.
Okay.
1.
5 times.
Go next. 5 times. Next. It is also having key. Third time it should have a key.
Fourth time also it have. Fifth time also have.
Can you remove the fragment from here also?
Okay. Fragments.
Yeah, one is gone, right? Yeah. So now th. See, inside map, the immediate element should have key. Your immediate element was fragment, and your fragment was not having key, right? So
Okay,
it was the
yeah.
problem.
Okay, now I understood.
Hmm. The
But
immediate element should have key.
okay, here immediate element have key.
Hmm.
Here
Also, immediate element is
oh,
having key, line number 33.
33.
Hmm.
Here
Line
also
number 39
40.
also immediate element is having key, so it is looking good. Now the other error is something else. Let's understand what is the other error. Th cannot appear as a child element of T head. Okay. Inside T head we should have a tr. Inside tr we should have th. So that is
Okay.
the problem. Inside T head create a tr. Inside tr we should have the th.
Okay.
Perfect. Yeah.
And third one. Yes, yes. So instead of using your code, I tried some other.
Okay.
In that, what I did. So this is the object key, sir.
Okay. Object key. Huh.
Each object key TD data will catch.
Yes, correct.
Okay. This object. So outer map will catch the uh,
One object.
object.
One. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. This TD data will catch the key.
Key. Huh.
So automatically it should print the object. That means I
Object
have to
dot key we cannot write. Object square bracket key we can write.
square bracket. Okay.
Instead of dot, you should write square bracket.
Why so generally we write dot only, no?
Dot we write if we know the key name. Let's say emp is one object. Emp object has name, salary. You can write emp dot name, emp dot salary. But if you have a variable a, which will have name, salary, then it should be off square bracket notation.
Showing bigger.
There is some other problem again. Change it to dot and let's see. Is that dot creating a
Line
problem?
number 48, 49, sir.
They are not closed properly. Starting and closing, there is something. Line number 49, 50, they are red.
I will check afterwards. Not waste time. I will ask
Yeah.
tomorrow if it
Yeah,
won't come.
fine. Square bracket should work, huh?
Okay, that will. Okay.
Yeah.
Here TH is an array, no, sir? Generally,
TH
maps
is
maps
one
give
array.
an array,
Yeah,
right?
correct.
It is also showing JSX element.
Huh.
So if I print array,
Hmm.
why it is showing like a HTML, sir? It should print an array, no?
No. They are not array of numbers. They are not array of strings. They are not array of JavaScript objects. They are array of React elements. So those array of React elements will be when they go to browser, they will be shown on the browser as an element. If it was array of number or array of strings or array of something else, it should have been something else, but those are not array of numbers. Those are array of elements, React elements. So they will be evaluated to th or td or whatever it is.
So every time maps give a array of element, not array of number.
No, in plain JavaScript, when you use map method, it will give you array of numbers or array of strings or array of whatever it is. But here we are returning array of React elements.
Yes.
Any other question?
No, sir. Up to now clear.
Anyone else has any question? Okay. If no question, let me share my screen. Hope my screen is visible, right? So in our last session, we were discussing what is force update. Can you help me? What is force update and why we use force update?
To render something on browser, and we can only use in class component, not in function.
Why are we using force update? If we don't use, what happens?
It won't update or render the current value in the browser.
We have to explain that whenever we declare normal variables, let it be class variable or function variable. Okay, if we have normal variable, this is a normal variable. When we change a normal variable, every time the variable value changes, React will not render the component again and again. To explicitly ask React to render a component whenever we need, we have to use force update. Using force update, we can ask React to render the component again and again. Yes, but practically that is not possible for a developer to and whenever the variable value changes, we should ask React to render. Then how we should handle? Instead of declaring the variable, we should declare that variable as a state variable. Okay, that is the main thing. Let's continue from there. Okay. So we discussed what is force update last class. So what we discussed, React components will only re-render when there are changes to props or state. If you declare a variable in props or declare a variable in state, and if you change the value, then only React will re-render your component. Otherwise, it will not re-render. Updating the class or function variable doesn't trigger a re-render. Yes, it is our responsibility of triggering the re-render when our class data changes. Normally, we should try to avoid all uses of force update and only read from this.props or this.state in render method. In class components, at least we have something called this.force update, which is used to force a re-render on a component. In functional component, there is no concept of force re-render. You have to use state variable. Okay. We will discuss state later. Before state, I will start with props. What is props? Yes, let's understand what is props. Props. Props are inputs to components. If we write a function, suppose I'll write a function add, and I'll write console or function greet console.log. Hello Sachin, good morning. If I call this function, 10 times, what will be the message? If I call this function 3 times, what will be the message? What will be the message?
Hello, Sachin. Good
Hello,
morning.
Sachin. Good morning. Same message only.
Hello. Same message will be printed 3 times. If I want to change the name should be dynamic, the message should be dynamic, then how can we handle that? How can we handle that? Instead of Sachin, sometimes Rahul should be printed, sometimes Ajay should be printed. Instead of good morning, sometimes good evening, good afternoon should be printed. How can we do that?
We can declare one dynamic variable such as
Where?
name.
We have to declare
Hello.
one dynamic variable.
Means dynamic value we need to take it from hello.
Function
Name.
parameters, sir.
Yeah.
We need to pass parameters here, right? What are the
Yeah.
parameters? Name
Name.
and
Value.
message,
Value.
right?
Hmm.
Instead of hard coding Sachin, we will say $name.
Hmm.
And instead of this, we will say $message, right? Isn't it?
Yes.
Now, if I pass Sachin and good morning, it will print hello Sachin, good morning. If I pass Rahul, good afternoon, accordingly the message will be printed. So we can decide what message to print dynamically. Hello Sachin, good morning. Hello Rahul, good afternoon. Is this clear?
Yes.
The same way, the way we can pass parameters to a function and we can print dynamic message, the same way, if we want to create a component and that component has to display some dynamic text inside it, we can use props there. We can use props there. So what I will do, let me do one thing. Inside the components, I will create a folder. I'll create a folder. The folder name is grit. Grit is a component. Inside grit, I will create a file. The file name is grit demo1.js. This grit demo1.js, grit demo1.js is a component. Now this component, let me create a functional component. This is grid demo 1. In this grid demo 1, suppose I'm saying hello Sachin, good morning. So if this grid demo 1 component will be used by 5 different people, what will be the message that will be printed? Hello Sachin, good morning, right? So it is a kind of static text, right? It is static text, isn't it? If center component uses it, center component will use greet demo 1, then the message will be hello Sachin, good morning. Message will be hello Sachin, good morning. I don't want to print Sachin all the time, good morning all the time. I want to change those two things. If I want to change those two things, then we can use props here. What we can use? Props. We can use props here. How we will use props? This is a component. Grid demo 1 is a component. This grid demo 1 will take one props object here. It takes one props object as argument. Okay, this is props. Now here, instead of printing Sachin, we will write here props dot name. Instead of good morning, suppose I'll say props dot message. Do you understand? This grid demo one takes one props object, takes one object. Can we change it to something else? Yes.
No.
Can we change it to something else? Okay. So whatever this component is taking as argument, we will call it as prop subject. That prop subject has two fields, name and message. Now it became dynamic. This is dynamic. This is static. Now the person who is consuming this component, who is the consumer? Center component is consuming grid demo one, right? So while calling a component, in plain HTML, if you write, we write a div ID equal to div1, right? Div ID equal to div1, div name equal to name1. Like this, we create a div in HTML. Yes or no?
Yes.
So what is div and what is ID? Div is one element, ID is one attribute. Or we can call it as property. It's a property, it's property value. It's property value, isn't it?
Hmm.
The same
Okay.
way, grid demo one is an element. Grid demo one is one element or one HTML tag. It expects two properties. One is name equal to Sachin, message equal to good morning. So earlier you can see all these components were plainly using, we are simply using. Now grid demo one component, we are not using as it is. We are passing two props to that component. How many props we are passing to grid demo one? Two props. What are those two props? One is name, one is message, right? This is prop name, prop value, property name, property value. So that when we use this component, it says, hello Sachin, good morning. Now the name is dynamic, the message is dynamic. If somebody else wants to use the same component, but the name and message he wants to pass something else, right? That is easily configurable. See, somebody is using grid demo one component with different property value. Somebody else is using grid demo one by passing different property value. Do you see?
So here we can possibilities differ two times, or we can use open and closing in one times in component. Component name I'm asking.
This
Grid
is
one.
also fine. Grid demo one is also fine.
Hmm.
Or else you can write like this also. There is no difference. Both of them are fine. This is also possible.
Okay.
This is valid.
Hmm.
This is also valid. So here, what is the component name? Grid demo
one.
one. How
One
many
doubt.
properties?
Yeah.
How many properties this component is expecting? Two properties. What are those two properties? Name and message. Okay. Yeah.
So this name and message is predefined. Like we can send any property name, right?
We can pass anything. We can pass anything. These are not predefined property. We can change it to anything else also. Are we clear?
Yes, sir. So like that, can we pass n number of properties?
We can pass n number of properties. But if your component is expecting more than 10 properties, combine and pass as one object. Huh? Don't pass more than 10 properties.
Yes.
Suppose Suppose you have to pass name, message, age, address, email, phone number. Instead of passing each and everything like this, we can pass a complete user object.
Sure, sir.
Yeah. So there are a lot of examples I'm going to explain. Yeah, but yes, we can pass n number of properties. But when you pass more than 10 properties, the readability, the code readability gets decreased. So combine all of them and create one property. Yes,
The props is a predefined, sir. Props.
this
Yes.
props, right?
Yeah.
If you write ABC here, write
Mm.
here ABC, write here ABC.
Okay.
It works. But nobody will do like this because
Mm.
you will be confused, right?
Mm.
So the recommendation is use props. They are properties. These are properties. This is one property. This is one property. The plural form for property is properties. Because of
Mm.
that, everybody will use the word props, but it is not mandatory. We can use any name here. This is just a function. It is just a argument. That's all, nothing else.
Okay.
The function argument can be anything. Do you understand?
Yes.
Now
Yes.
I will create a class component and I will show you. This is functional component or class component?
Functional.
Functional. I'll write a class component grid demo 2. I'll show you how to deal with props. So I'll comment this. RCC. So this is a class component. Export default class grid demo 2 extends component. So here, if you want to use props, we cannot directly use props.name. We cannot directly use. We have to write hello. This dot props.name. This dot props.message. This is the difference. And whenever somebody uses that component, will pass message like this.
Class equal to.
Suppose I'll write here Ajay. Good afternoon. So grid demo 2 is a imported? Grid demo 2 is a class based component which is expecting two properties. One is name, one is message. Now this is grid demo 2. This grid demo 2 is printing this dot props dot name, this dot props dot message. Is it clear? In class component, you have to use this dot props dot name, not plain props dot name. Any question here? In functional component, you have to write here props and you have to use props.name, props.message. This is parameter to this function. But in class component, we have to do nothing. Only thing is we have to write this dot props dot name, this dot props dot message. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Now let us understand some theory, then I'll explain one real-time example. Okay, props are inputs to components. Props stand for properties and is a special keyword in React. Attributes on components get converted into an object. That object is called props. It helps to pass custom data to a component. We can pass custom data to a component. We can pass dynamic data to a component. Props are used to pass data and methods from a parent component to a child component. Yes, this is true. So if you look at here, the center component is called as parent component, and center component is using grid component. So grid component is child component. Center is parent. When a parent component has some data and wants to pass it to child component, that can be done using props. Data with props are being passed in a unidirectional flow, one way from parent to child. Whenever we pass some data from parent to child, it is unidirectional. Using props, only parent can send data to child, but child cannot send some data back to parent. If child has to pass data to parent, there is another way, but not props. We can pass props to any component as we declare attributes for any HTML tag. This is how the syntax looks like. Child component, some attribute value, another attribute value. Yes. React props passed with just their name have a value of true. So suppose I will pass another property is suppose show title show title. It is a property. It has no value. Does it have any value? Message has a value good afternoon. Name has a value Ajay. What is the value given to show title? There is no value given, right? Even if there is no value given, we can consider that show title is having true value. This dot props dot show title. So if one property doesn't have any value, it means it has true value. Show title is one Boolean property. This dot props dot show title. Okay, I'll do one thing. Let me write something here. If okay, this is function component. This is class component. I'll say if this dot props dot show title, then alert hello, else alert hi. Got it na? So when you have to pass Boolean value, what is show title value? It's a Boolean value, right? Hello, it is printing hello. Got it na? So it has Boolean value. If you have to pass some Boolean value, then no need to pass. Or else you can pass false. If you pass false, then it is a false value. If you don't pass anything, it will be considered as a true value, Boolean value. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to explain here. So if you pass like this is true. If you pass like this is also true. Both of them are true. Yeah.
So false you have passed in as a string, I guess. That is why it is not.
Oh,
Yeah.
false. Right? It is printing high now, right? The else block is being executed, isn't it? Now, if I pass here true, it will print hello, not hi. Hello, hello. If I don't pass anything, it will still print hello. Does it make sense? Huh? Got it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah. Next. The props can be accessed as shown below. In class component, we should write this dot props dot property name. In functional component, we can use props dot property name. Is it clear? Now we will understand one real-time example of props. To explain the real-time example of props, I will modify one of the existing component. Let's talk about product list. I will discuss product list again. If you see here, I'm able to show product list here. So product list component is shown. I'll go to product list component. This is product list component. Now, this is my product list component, which shows list of products. Which shows list of products. Now, can we break it down into two components? This is product list, right? What I want to do, I want to break it down into two components. One is product, one is product list. Starting from here to here, this much, this much, this much, I want to call it as product. This is one component. This is one component. This is one component. I'll call it as product component. And the whole thing is product list component. This much is whole thing is product list component. Do you understand? So what we have done here, we have written all the code. We have written all the code in one component, which is product list. Now what I don't want to write everything in product list. Now let's not write everything in product list. I want to move some code to another component. In that case, let's do one thing. Let's cut this part and let's say, let's create one more component. I'll create one more component here. The component name, I will call it as product.js. In this product.js, will show this data. So this is product.js. Please understand, this is product.js. What is the component name? Product. This product component is trying to show what? Is trying to show one product information. It is trying to show one product information. To show one product information, I created one component called product. To show all the products, I have a component called product list. I am breaking down this component into two components. Now, the problem with product component is that product component wants to show the details, but product component doesn't have those details. If product component doesn't have those details, can we not pass those details from product list to product? Can we do that?
Yes, sir.
How? So what did I do? inside product list, I'm iterating the products array. I'm iterating the products array. And what component I'm using here?
Product.
Product component. But only if I call product component, is it enough?
No, sir.
No. Product component needs information, right? Every product information. So can we pass that data as a props to product component?
Yes.
Yes, we can
So
do that.
can we call it as the key will be prod, the key will be prod equal to the value will be product. Is it clear? Do you understand? Now product is a component. How many props it is expecting? 1. How many props we are passing to product component? 1. What is that? Prod, right? That prod. So let's write here props, and everywhere, wherever we have used a product, we can call it as prod. So here what we will say, product, wherever I see product dot, I will change it to props dot prod dot something, right? Do you understand? Props, and this key, I will move it from here to here. I'll move it from there to here. Yeah. Now product is a component which is taking one props called prod. Product component is doing what? It has a props. It's printing props dot prod dot image, props dot prod dot category, props dot prod dot title, and there is no difference in the UI. Do you understand? In real-time projects, nobody will write 500, 600 lines of code in one component. They will break it down into sub-components, and we can pass data from top level component to child component using this props syntax. Is it clear? What did I do here? I was writing every code in one component, that is product list. Now I have broken down that component into 2 components. One is product list. One is product list. One is product. One is product list. One is product. Right? One is product list and one is product. Then product component is collecting props and printing the information here. Do you understand?
Yes.
Is this clear?
Because why they are split into two component?
It is easy to maintain. It is easy to use.
For example,
somebody,
real time.
Yeah, these are real time only.
Yeah. How they're, for example, they are only one component, they are split it. But in real time, how they are split it?
Yes, say you want to use this product component in a table, you can use. You want to display this product component as a grid. If somebody wants to display all the products, they will use product list. If somebody doesn't want to display all the products, somebody wants to display only one product. Somebody has information about only one product. See, sometimes what happens, let me show you. Tell me, what is the component that is loaded here? This is product list or not?
Yes, product
The
list.
whole page is what? Product list.
Yes.
One box is what?
Product.
One product component, right?
Yes.
If I click on one product, whatever is opening, is it a product list?
No, just one product.
It is a single product, right?
Yes.
Either we can call it as product details or we
Mm.
can call it as a product component, right?
Mm.
So we can individually use one component also, right?
Yes.
Uh.
Okay.
If somebody has only one product information and want to show that product, no need to use product list completely. We can use only one product, right?
Yes.
I will explain one more example on props. Please try to understand it. In app component, we have a component called categories. I hope you remember about this. This is categories component: grocery, mobiles, fashion, electronics, and all, right? This is what component? Categories component. Now, categories component is responsible to display everything. Now, if we open categories, this is categories component. How much code we have written here? How much code we have written here? Some 70 lines of code, right? Some 70 lines of code we have written here, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
How can we reduce the complexity of this component? I mean, how can we make it simpler?
By creating a child component.
By creating a child component. What will be the child component name?
Category.
Category, right?
Mm.
This is categories. We can create a component called category, right? Isn't it?
Yes.
Now let me complete it live. I will do it live. Please try to understand. See, we have 70 lines of code in one file. Instead of doing this, what we can do, let's create a JSON file. First of all, let's create a JSON file. The JSON file name, I'll call it as categories.json. In this categories.json, we will have some data. So what data we will have? Array of category. Every category will have what? Every category will have a name and one image. Let's say category name is grocery, and image img src, image source is this one. Okay. This is one category. Like this, how many categories we have? 1,
7.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have 10. So this object will be repeated, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Do you understand? This is categories array. One is grocery. This is the image. Then second is images. What is mobile? Mobile is coming from current folder, right? Images. Okay, let me use this. The second one was what? I'll delete one by one. I'll delete. Grocery is done. Then mobiles. This is mobiles. And let it be like this. Mobiles is also done. Then fashion. For fashion, this is the image. This is the image for fashion. So the third one is fashion, and this is the image path. We'll fix it later. Fashion is done. Then next is electronics. Electronics, and the image path is this one. This is image path for electronics. After that, electronics is done. Next is home appliances. Two more. Home appliances. Let me copy the image for home. So I'm creating a JSON file so that I can read from there instead of hard coding this. Then home is also done. Next is appliances. For appliances also, I'll read the image. This is appliances. I'm almost done. Give me 2 more minutes. Then next is travel. This is travel, and this is the image for travel. This is the image for travel. This is the image for travel. Now travel is also done. Top of horse. Top of horse. This is the image for top of horse. Then I'm left with 2 more. Give me 1 more minute. Toys and two-wheelers. Toys, two-wheelers. This is two-wheelers image. This is two-wheelers image. This is toys image. Yeah, we are almost done. Give me 1 more second. Two-wheelers. So we are done with creating a categories.json file. Now from here, I think we can delete. We can delete. Now what we will do? Let's do one thing. Yeah, what I'll do, we will import the categories JSON. How to import? Import. Help me. Categories from
Path of
categories.json, right?
Sir,
So
one
what?
doubt here. You have not used export keyword in this category.json. Like that also we can call it directly.
Yeah, if it is a JSON file, right?
Yes.
We can directly use the JSON file
Okay.
like this. So if you have a mobile.jpg, we are not exporting using any keyword, right?
Yes.
So it is directly usable, right? The same way, JSON file is also directly usable. Huh?
It should be under one folder, right?
No, not necessarily.
Okay.
Yeah. It can be anywhere else also. Now this categories is one array. Now let me do one thing. I will map it categories dot map. We will get one category, then one index, right? Then we will say return div / div. I'll simply write here category dot name. Let's see what it prints. It prints all the category names. Do you see? Do you see here?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Now Instead of printing the name, we will call a component here, right? What is the component we will use here? Let's create a component. The component name will be category. Category. Category is a component. Rename category.js. I'll create a component here. This is category component. Now this category component I can use here. I can use category. Do you understand? Now what category component will display? I need to pass, right? Who has the details? Categories or category? Who has the data?
Categories.
Categories has to pass the data. What is the data?
Category.
Category. If you are not confused, I'm using the same key and same value, but this is the value, this is the key. Okay. This name can be anything, left hand side one. The right hand side one is this one, which is holding one object details. Any question here? What is this?
Child component name.
What is this? Property name.
Property
What is
name.
this? Property value. Yes or no? Now what category component will do? What category component will do? Category component, I can show you, will display only this much, right? Do you understand? Only this much category component has to show. So what category component will do? Will show only this much. Every category will display one image. So this image also it will take a props. Then what we will write here? Props dot category dot image src. Do you understand? In this span, what we will print? Props dot category dot name. Is it clear?
Yes, sir. Sir, in JSON, you have used name twice for first object.
No. Two different objects are there.
Okay, sorry. Yeah. They
Yeah,
are one line.
Yeah, it's okay. Do you see now? Do you see? Any question?
You are passing every time that key, right? Is it mandatory in the categories? Yeah, this categories dot.
Which one?
Inside categories dot js categories. So this IND you are passing, right? This you will declare in this line number 13 as key, right?
Yeah, if you don't do it, you will get a console warning. See, I have not used it. So either I can use the index as key or else I can, I'll use here, right? Key is equal to index. If we don't use, we will get console warning. Now it should be gone now. It is gone. Yeah.
Why we are using that key?
When we use key, React, it becomes easier for React to identify which elements are changed in the list, which element is not changed in the list.
Okay.
Key
So
value should be always IND.
no, not necessarily. It can be any unique value.
Okay. So only for that folder or whole project?
No, only for this component. If your category JSON will have one ID here, you can use that ID also.
Mhm.
So do you see now we had some 70 lines of code. We have broken down to 20 lines of code, and this component is called categories component. What is this component? Categories. Categories component is doing what? Iterating the array and showing category component again and again, right?
Mm.
So here who is parent, who is child?
Categories.
Categories is the parent,
Category is the
category is the
parent,
child.
category is child.
Category is the child.
Yeah. And category component looks like this. What is category component doing? Category component is only responsible to show one image and one name. Category image, this is category image, category name, category image, category name. So this much is one component. This much is one component. This is category component. The whole thing is categories component, right? Do you understand now? This is one component, right? Is it clear?
Yes.
Do you understand now what is props? What is the real-time use of props? Are we clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So I explained two real-time examples. One is products, one is categories. If you have any question, you have to ask me. Is it clear how to pass data from parent to child? Okay.
So in real-time project, that key can be anything because I'm also getting the same error. That's why I'm asking like that I need to pass always ID on the any diff, and then I need to take that ID as the key, or if I don't have the ID, I can pass anything.
Yeah, let me show you. If you open product list, product list is reading data from this file. Every product has ID or not?
Yes, it's
Is
there.
it one unique identifier or not?
Yes, unique identifier.
Unique identifier. So if you go here, go to product list component. Product list component is using index as key, right? Index
Yes.
will be unique. It
Yeah.
is not recommended to use index all the time. What I could have used, I can say product.id also. While I'm passing the product information to product component, I can use key product.id also. This is also fine, and there will be no console error. Either you use index. If you don't want to use index, your product object itself is having one unique identifier. We don't have to use index. We can use product ID as a key, or else we can use index as a key. If you are using product ID as a key, don't write this index. This is enough. But in case of categories, we don't have any unique identifier. Name cannot be unique identifier. It could be same also. So better you use index there. Got it? But in this case, use product ID as key. Is it
Yes.
clear?
Yes.
Yes, we understand.
Yeah. If you don't write anything, then there will be console error. Yeah.
Hello,
So
sir.
yes.
Sir, in class component, you write explicitly this dot, right? So in functional component, we are not writing this dot. Why we need to write this dot in class and not in function?
Because it is a plain function. In
Okay.
plain function, you have an argument dot something you can write.
Okay,
But
sir.
in case of class, this props variable is available here. Props variable is available here inside
Okay,
your
sir.
class.
Okay,
If
sir.
you declare any variable inside your class, you want to use it inside render method, you have to write this dot props dot name.
Okay, sir.
If you
Okay,
declare a variable here, if you declare a variable, a is equal to 10, how will you access this a value here?
Uh, this
Can we
dot here.
say, can we say a is a? Can we write like this?
No, sir.
It will fail, right? How you will
Yes.
access this? This dot
This
a,
dot. This dot.
right? Because the
Okay.
variable is declared in class. We are trying to use it inside render method.
Okay, sir.
Hmm?
Sir, okay,
Yeah.
this is a variable, props is a variable, so we write this dot. In previous session for force update also, you write this dot force update. It is also like written outside of the render method or what, sir?
Yes.
Okay,
That
sir.
force update is available to your component. So in your class, that force update is available, kind of that.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
In products list.js file.
Yes.
Sir, here, sir, we are at line number 12, we are using product component. In product component, we are using prod as a props.
Yes.
But we are not using the key in product component. Sir. We can access in anywhere, sir, that key.
No need to use that. This is only for React, not for us. Yeah, this is not a
sir,
props.
my doubt is
so you are saying, is it a props? That's what you are asking,
yes,
right?
No, sir. If it is not a prop, we can use in product component like in tag. Why you are using it here, sir? Key.
See, map method, whenever you use map method, inside map method, whatever immediate element you will write, suppose here I will write div I am a product. So whenever you iterate one array and you display one element again and again, what happens? What is happening here? What it is saying? Each child in a list should have a unique key property. So in your example, who is the child element for map?
Div, sir.
Div. How
Yes.
this error will go? How to handle this?
In div element, we define key.
Key equal to something, right? If you have
Yes, sir.
index, then you can use that index as key, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes or no?
Yes.
So that error is gone, right?
Yes, sir.
That error is gone, right?
Yes, sir.
But is our intention to display a div? No. Our intention is to display
No.
product component again and again. So how to
Yes, sir.
display product component? We will use here product. But only this much is enough? No. We need to pass the information that we have in the product list to product component. To do that, I will say prod equal to product. So even after this, it is saying that inside your map, you have used a component or element that is not using key. Each child in a list should have a unique key property. To get rid of this error, I will add key equal to product.id, or else I can use index also. Is it clear? Did you understand?
Yes, sir. I understood, sir. But my doubt is, if we use key as a prop in product component, will we get any ambiguous, sir?
Okay, so you are asking, can we access this key as props in product
Yes.
component or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I got your question now. Now you want to print, you want to write props dot key, you want to print, right? Like this, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
What happened? What happened? Key is not a prop. Trying to access it will result in undefined. If you need to access the same value within the, you should pass it as a different prop. So we cannot, so it is not considered as prop. Props dot key we cannot access. It is just used to avoid that console error. Okay, it is not a props, and product component cannot access that. Hope it is clear now, right? Okay, so tomorrow I am expecting everyone to refactor categories component and product list component. You should use props concept to refactor categories component and product list component. Will you be able to do that?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so that time we didn't know all these concepts, so we had done like that. Now we know better coding standard. We learned a concept called props. Using props, break down your product list component into two components, product list and product. The same way categories component into two components. One is categories, one is category. So complete it by tomorrow. We will continue from there. Thank you. Good night. See you tomorrow.